Watch how and why Judge Fleischer revoked felony's bond in a 500-plus days case.
Mr. Marlon Simmons, Your Honor. This was a DWI PTI that went south.
Okay, so this case is 517 days old. Do you have an offer on the case?
Yes, Your Honor. This was a 12-month probation since it's been kicked out of PTI.
Okay, so you must either accept the plea bargain from the state or I'm going to set your case for trial today. So they've offered you a 12-month probation. You talk about it with Mr. D to see if that's something that you want to do, because I don't know. Is that the only offer you have?
That's the offer I've made, yes. That's the offer for now.
So,
He's already spoken with me, Judge.
so you let me know what you want to do.
The plea is ready for right up there.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And that's straight probation, Your Honor.
I'm going to tell you now that we've repeatedly asked you, we've repeatedly ordered you not to use. So you either don't care about the bond conditions or you got a problem. And I'm going to tell you now, we put someone in residential treatment kicking and screaming that they didn't want to go yesterday. So if you continue to test, I can modify your conditions to put you into an inpatient treatment program at a minimum of maybe 3, 6, 9 months, maybe a year and a half, depending on how well you respond to treatment. Do you understand? So, and I'm telling you now, I will test you like crazy. The first instance you use, it's not going to go well. I will issue a warrant for your arrest. We will have a hearing if they prove it to me, because I'm not letting you go until the act is clean. Do you understand me, Mr. Simmons? This system will not fail you. The agreement that you have worked out is 180 days in jail to be probated for 12 months. As part of the agreement, you will do a DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels. Has he done a TRAS yet?
They recommended supportive after 15.
Was that the way?
Okay.
Let's do a new one.
Stop it.
Substance abuse treatment as required by the TRAS. No breath test refusal, meaning that if you're pulled over, an officer asks you to take a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. No drugs, alcohol, and a guardian interlock.
Judge, with respect to the guardian interlock, client has informed me that he does not have a vehicle at this particular time. So I will respect request that the court allow him to use the portable device in lieu of the guardian.
I'm okay with that, but I'm telling you now, Mr. Simmons, that you will be signing an affidavit promising you're not going to drive. I don't care what your excuse is. If Holy Mother Mary comes from and asks you for a ride from church, you drive. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail on a contempt and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Sure.
Do not drive. Is it because he doesn't have a license?
He does not have a vehicle, he informed me, Judge.
Do you have a driver's license?
Sure.
Okay. We are sending notice to DPS so that every officer in the state knows if you are in a car driving, you are to have a guardian interlock, a breath test device. If you don't, you're caught driving a car. They're going to put you in jail. Don't be sneaky. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You can never change this. The other thing, Mr. Simmons, is this now will reflect as a conviction on your record. You ever get pulled over in the future, be it 20 years from here, 30 years, you even have the faintest smell of alcohol or dope, they're going to see this DWI. It's probably not going to go well for you. Do you understand? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you to this agreement. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dean.
Watch how and why this convicted felony started arguing with the law enforcement officer and the judge, too.
How are you? So, Mr. Randall, you're charged with failure to identify oneself as a fugitive from justice. That is a Class A misdemeanor. That was from 2022. And I guess you didn't show up for the arraignment, I'm assuming, so we revoked the bond. We issued the warrant. 3 years later, now you've picked up an assault bodily injury. On that one, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. I don't know what happened in the assault, so we're going to find out real quick. Okay, what happened?
Judge, before we get started, there is some use of profanity that's pertinent. How do you it?
Dude, we don't have virginal ears. You can do whatever you want. Say it.
On April 22nd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to an assault in progress call and made contact with the complaining witness. The law enforcement officer observed the complaining witness to have blood on their face and fresh cuts on his face and near his eye. The complaining witness stated he walked on a bridge and passed the defendant and told him to have a good day. The defendant then stated, "What the fuck did you just say to me? You got a problem." The complaining witness told the defendant that he didn't have a problem and did not want any trouble. The defendant then got into a fighting stance and struck the complaining witness in the face multiple times, took him to the ground, continued striking him, and stuck his finger in the complaining witness's eye. The complaining witness stated he was in fear for his life. A witness corroborated the complaining witness's story.
Any damage to the eye?
Law enforcement officers took pictures of what he recognized to be a bite mark on the complaining witness. I will look for further damage evidence. The officer observed the complainant's eye being red and the bottom part of his eye having a fresh cut and abrasions on both sides of his face and above his forehead.
Okay, Mr. Randall, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. I don't know if you're going to bond out, but if you do, I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle because you're a flight risk.
I'm not gonna go anywhere. I mean, the assault charge.
So don't talk about it, really. You have the right to remain silent, exercise the right. That's why you have a lawyer, because whatever you say now, they're going to sit there, type it to try to use it against you. Just best not. So the problem is that I can't give you a PR bond. We gave you a PR bond last time and you took off. Now, 3 years later, you picked up a new case. And the only reason we have you back is because of this. So I can't just give you another PR bond, you know?
And Your Honor, Mr. Randall would like me to communicate to the court that he was under the impression that his prior offense was dismissed and it was a misunderstanding, but that he has every intention to satisfy his obligations.
Hey, I get it. I understand. Where do you live?
I believe he's kind of in transient at the moment, Your Honor.
And that's a problem because I don't want to just give you another PR bond and you're going to end up on the street. You know,
It's hard to get lodgings here.
Allegedly here, they're just wishing you to have a good day. Have a good day. And now, you know.
And Your Honor, we have provided him with resources in order to try to find lodging and the like. So I think you said you were going to take advantage of that information I gave you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. You know, you scare me. You know, you take off. And the only reason we have you back now is because of have a nice day.
No, I didn't take off. I've been right here in the city of Houston. It wasn't a flight risk or me ignoring the conditions of the PR bond. I showed up to the court. Like I said, the discrepancy said just with the criminal justice system up to this point is paramount to pretty much everything.
Who do you have in your life? Where's mom?
Lord.
Where's dad? Where's brother, sister? Who do you have
I'm
in your
here.
life?
I'm on my own. I actually came here to Texas to take care of VA and Social Security disability, to acquire a resource to just take care of that simple business and go back to Germany. That was it.
Germany, he said, Your Honor.
But I'm not a recluse or a loose cannon. How they trying to paint? It's wrong. That guy.
Don't talk about the facts.
So if you had somewhere to go, like family members that are willing to take you in, I would consider it. But just to go back on the street. My fear is that we let you out and then the same thing happens again, where you just go out and then we just don't see you again, you know? So I don't know if you can somehow try to reach through some family or anyone that he may have, talk with him, and then I guess we'll go from there. Okay? All right. Good luck,
We're
sir.
asking for a short recess. We spoke with the
Absolutely.
state.
For sure.
We'll try to resolve this.
Maybe a couple days or however long you want. And
So,
yeah. All right. Good luck, sir.
thank you. Comes out right.
Judge, can I call up the arraignment?
Hey, Nathan, can I do an arraignment real quick?
Well, I'm just gonna take a minute of your time.
Okay, come on.
Watch another worse DWI case at Judge Fleischer's court and comment if you like Judge's decision.
Did you say Marquina?
Marquina Pedraza.
Hey, this is now not the time for you to talk to him about this. You are Marquina Pedraza.
Yes.
You're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 18, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle stalled in a moving lane of traffic. The law enforcement officer approached the vehicle and found the defendant in the driver's seat asleep with the vehicle running and foot on the brake pedal. The law enforcement officer woke the defendant up and noticed a mild odor of alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, and glossy eyes. The defendant admitted to consuming alcohol. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 on the HGN was recorded. A 7 out of 8 on the walk and turn. A 3 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The defendant consented to breath and blew a .157 and a .154.
Can you look right at the eyes and license?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we Marquina will find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using any alcohol or illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission and you go to jail and immigration finds you because they sweep it hourly, if they find you, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with and then you get shipped off to immigration. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive, and that is also a bond condition.
Your Honor, we have no prior DWIs, but the driver's license data is not populating at all. There's no indication.
No license.
No license, Judge.
Do not drive, Mr. Marquina. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. I don't care what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. Nothing in this life can you say that will justify driving. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Temptation is big. Just don't do it.
Okay.
So for now, I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. We will get you to Victoria where you will sign a reset. You will eventually get with pre-trial for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. Because you have a lawyer, I'm going to waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel, and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me that he cannot get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging phone calls, text messages, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. If they call you to go take a drug test and you fail to appear, a warrant for your arrest will be issued.
Yes, sir.
All right? Come on.
Hey, Judge.
Thanks.